Hey, we're
Hello,
back.
hello.
It's us.
You're
Hey,
muted.
am I?
It's a me, Mario.
Greetings.
Nobody can hear
Hello,
me.
everybody. We're back again for
I'm not in
more
here.
delicious trash
It's time for trash now.
and hordes and hordes and hordes of undead.
So many undead. Oh god.
And
It's really hard to
maybe an
tug your
undead
collar in
dragon soon.
a
Who
drop
knows?
neckline.
You have to really mime it when you only have straps. Just like, ooh, you under, ooh.
Who though?
We are at the top of the round with Ugna.
It's a me. Ugna.
Maybe I'll just reset the stage for the audience.
Yep.
Um, so currently, Ugna is standing on the head of this huge demonic creature with the dying human form of the Great Frost Wyrm of the North
No.
trapped in its rib cage, with a relatively strong suspicion that if it dies in there, it becomes some kind of undead, probably under the control of this creature. Um,
That's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. It seems to be bad. Ugna is on its head, although there are a bunch of skeletons climbing up its body to get at Ugna. In the meantime, a pair of abyssal ghouls are attacking the rest of the party. One has Tromlin grapple and is draining his wisdom, although he is back in fighting form, having been healed to some degree by Fetid. The other is grappling with Copernicus and will probably start doing the same thing to him. Morgan has managed to avoid most entanglements and just has a couple skeletons, although there are more skeletons kind of moving in this general direction. And more importantly, Morgan's starting to run out of spells. Fetid has moved close up to Tromlin's foe and is in basically melee range, although if you were to back off, it would not get an attack of opportunity without releasing Tromlin. Yeah, that's the current state of affairs. And we left off with shadows of various ghouls from the piles of dead outside finally shambling their way, having made their way down the tunnel into the cavern. And that is where we pick up with Ugna beginning.
So healing potions, they are not topical, generally.
No,
You have
but
to
you have one in your hand that
imbibe
you can
them.
drink.
This
Okay.
is not a racial slur, but chug, 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 chug.
Right, okay. Then I will avoid looking at the dying dragon because there's nothing I can do about it except to break that cage and free her. I
That's what
will
you've been told to do.
quaff. Spend my first action to
2d4 plus
quaff.
2 hit points. That is a bonus action because you've already got it in hand.
That is true. 4, 5. So I have 7 hit points back, which means I'm at 8.
Yep, and you
Which is
can now do
7
your
more than I
normal
had
actions.
before. Let's do some
And you
attacking on this thing.
still have haste on you.
I do.
And silvery barbs.
Yep. Nice.
Oh, right, you have advantage from silvery barbs.
Oh, sweet.
your
That's
first
good because one of these dice would have missed. The other one does not. The other one is exactly an 18.
That'll hit.
Okay. I'm going to just roll this because that's all I get. That's a 9 plus 7, 16.
Nice.
Cool. And it's just silver
So
barbs
that's
on
the
that
damage,
first
right?
one. Yeah. As I'm just hitting this thing in the skull until it
Okay.
stops.
And that was your multi-attack?
Yeah.
So you
So I
still
get
have
a
a
second
haste
attack.
action.
Yep. Well, that was one attack from my multi-attack because I used my bonus action to.
Oh, sorry, I thought that was
So I
both.
get a second
Yeah.
attack and then my haste attack.
You are rolling these one-handed, right?
Sorry, no, the first one I rolled two-handed. Let me redo the
re-roll
damage
it
on that.
for me.
So let's do a 1d8 instead. Oh, 7 plus 7. So that's actually, I think, better than I did before.
14. No, you had 16, so it was
So 14.
2
Yeah.
less. That's fine.
All right, second attack. I don't have advantage this time.
Correct.
But 10 plus 8 will be
18, that'll hit.
18. Let's roll one of these again. That's only a 2 plus 7. Just give me a 9.
9 damage.
And a third attack. I imagine
Attack
Ugna's
with
actually not
your
smabbing down at the
haste.
skull. She's standing on the skull, but she's hammering at the like collarbones at the top of that cage, trying to smash it
good.
open.
Sounds good.
She's going, just break already. 18 plus 8. That'll
Will hit. Okay.
It's not a crit, but it's close. 8 plus 7. 15.
The collarbones where they attach to the sternum splinter, and the sternum with this last blow breaks in two pieces that go flying out, and there is now an open gap where the ribs are no longer attached.
If I
and
have
the creature
movement,
kind of roars in dismay and starts to crumple to its knees.
Cool.
You do have movement.
I'm going in there. I'm going in.
You're climbing down into the front.
Yep.
So you see that the white-haired lady is still chained.
Yep.
At the wrists inside this cage.
Ugna and her 8 hit points are entering the Devourer.
How much damage did you do with that last hit? I just need the number.
15.
Okay. Okay. Tromlin, you are up. You are currently being grappled by this thing. You can act. It doesn't have you restrained. It just has you grappled. Or you can try and get out.
Am I still hasted?
Yeah, I guess. It doesn't affect your concentration. It affects Morgan's. So yes, you are.
All right. First thing I'm doing is I'm sending my monkey to run into the cage. He's going to take off in a book.
Okay, he starts booking in that direction. Okay, that's just like free. You can just tell him to go.
Yeah. Because I'm going to start doing next round healing on her through the cage. I'm going to guiding bolt this motherfucker.
Nice.
I mean, he's right here. Can I guiding bolt?
He's literally in your face.
You absolutely can.
I'm going to cast it at second level.
Yep.
Um.
Just make a straight roll. Technically, when you're using a ranged attack, even a ranged spell attack in melee, it gives you penalties. But because he's kind of on you and you're trying to hit him, I would counter that. I'd just say advantage, disadvantage. You're just making a roll.
All right, I roll a straight 19.
That's going to hit. Now,
All right.
There is an effect that happens.
This is what I was worried about.
When a creature casts a spell or produces a magical effect with a divine source, you need to make a DC 16 Charisma saving throw.
No.
Oh, well, hey, at least it's my charisma.
Is that an attack? No?
No.
Is it just an effect? Is this from the big guy or from the ghoul?
It is an effect that the Devourer can do with its reaction, and because the first time that you used a divine spell, he couldn't use his reaction because he'd already used it to heal.
So he's on his way out, but he's not down yet.
Yeah, well, at least his eyes are still glowing, and this magic effect occurs.
All right. I'm also casting this at second level as opposed to first.
Yep.
I got a 21.
That it's only a DC 16, so you made it. So you feel a cold, the glare of the Devourer of like cold necrotic undeath, and your spell almost like flickers, but then you kind of like concentrate harder on your symbol of Njord, which glows on your keychain, and your spell goes off without a problem. Otherwise, it would have, if you had failed that saving throw, your spell would have done nothing and you would have taken 5 necrotic damage.
Well, I instead inflict 21 points of radiant damage
to this abyssal ghoul.
On the ghoul, yes.
Very nice.
Very
nice.
displeased about that situation.
Hate to the ghoul's tongue, so fuck him.
Mm-hmm. I'm just double checking. He has no. No, he doesn't have any special susceptibility. But
no one gets to suck on your brains without your consent.
So that was 21 damage?
His brain.
21 damage total, radiant.
Okay. He's looking very much bloodied.
I'm debating if I want to try to pull away or summon the planar ally.
Summoning planar ally takes more than a round.
Even with the bead?
I believe. Actually, let me double check if it just does this works as the spell. The spell has a 10-minute casting time. Because it's meant to be something you prepare. But let me check the bead, the item. Because the prayer bead. Oops. Don't just Google prayer beads, Lane, or you're just going to get a whole bunch of like Christian supply store
Oh boy.
links.
I've been looking up some of those sites. Not
Different kind
in
of
ways
bead.
that they would
Why?
like me to. Not in ways that
Why?
they would
Why?
appreciate. Oh, I did this one project where like I
Holy
made a
shit.
pinata of the Pope, and we wanted some like
I like the
lamb
one
and
where you smashed the
crackers.
queen.
Yeah.
That was a good
I
one.
will repeat. Holy shit.
What?
Oh.
All each bead contains a spell that you can cast as a bonus action.
Oh my god.
So the
Fuck.
10-minute casting
Holy
time of
crap.
planar ally becomes a bonus action when you're using it from the prayer bead.
Well,
Jesus Christ.
So never mind.
So in that case,
Save the dragon!
my
Save the dragon!
hold on. My second action is trying to break.
Trying to break out of the grapple.
Nice.
Go for it.
Nice.
So this is a strength check.
Oh shit. Well, my strength ain't great. Can't all be Ugna.
Yeah.
This is straight 120. OD20. 14?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Escape DC is 17.
Oh no.
Okay. Well,
You were
it was
unable to break free, but you tried. And then you have a bonus action if you want
yeah. I'm summoning a planar ally, a
to.
celestial
You
preferred.
grab your prayer beads and you summon. No, you don't just summon a planar ally. A fucking Valkyrie appears
Oh shit.
because
Hell
you are
yes.
worshiping Njord.
Ugna, are you thinking what I'm thinking,
Mhm,
or
I didn't
how
summon her.
long? How long does she like get to hang around with us? Is it like at her own volition after she's contracted to
As
you,
long
or?
as that's the deed I tell her to do. So no, I'm not including that part of it.
Hey,
I believe
you can
the
tell her to do what she
duration
feels
stays
like
the
doing
same.
in the
If she
moment.
wants to hang around.
If she,
Yeah, the duration on the spell is instantaneous because it's there. So effectively, when the creature appears, it is under no compulsion to behave in any particular way. You can ask the creature to perform a service in exchange for payment, but it isn't obligated to do so, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it basically it shows up and then you barter. But Valkyries are, choosers of the slain. They're not particularly friendly to undead. This is probably a good time for you to do something like summon a Valkyrie because
Do some
even
silvery
if it
tongue
doesn't want to
massage.
do anything for you, it's probably going to want to do something to the undead here.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you've got your
It's-
silvery tongue. You can tell her to give her the stakes. Let her figure it out.
Upon her arrival, I just in my best point to the soul devourer, point to these abyssal ghouls, and say they're trying to take over the world and destroy all that is good and holy. Technically true.
Herny
Yeah.
looks over his shoulder like, "Oh, you're talking about me," and then it's like, "Oh wait, no, the ghouls."
Go
And
ahead
his
and make me a
retirement plan.
persuasion roll with disadvantage because you have a ghoul wrapped around your face.
All right.
have I used the silvery barbs this round?
No, you have not. It's a brand new round.
I used your silvery barbs from previous round to have advantage.
I'm
but,
just thinking. Yeah, I'm considering
No,
using my
you in fact-
reaction to like pose, do a little persuasion on the
All
I mean,
Valkyrie.
it doesn't really work that way.
Yeah.
It's only going to work if it's a failed. If there's a like you could
Oh,
use
no,
it on
no.
Trumlin to make
Just
him re-roll and potentially fail.
No, not using
There's
silvery
the-
barbs. Just using my reaction to look cute for the Valkyrie. Is what I was considering.
Rolls to seduce the Valkyrie.
I don't think I can do that as a reaction though. That's a
What do you got, Randy?
My low roll is 23.
Nice.
Ooh, this is what you
Attaboy.
do.
My high roll
So you're
would
like
have been
you're still in the process of like this is all like kind of semi-simultaneous. So like you use the bonus action summoning while you're doing the radiant damage to you. So it shows up and your little mini speech about these undead is punctuated by the holy light coming of Njord coming from your hand and zorching this ghoul. Excellent. Okay.
As David said earlier, Gabba
Next up
ghouls.
is the Devourer. So the Devourer has once again used its reaction because it just used it to try and stop your spell, although it didn't work. It is running out of things that it can do. It is going to attempt once more to grapple its opponent. Ugna, you're being grapplified.
You're muted also.
I'm in its ribcage currently.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, so one
Am I
attack
rolling?
hits. One attack hits. The other attack crits.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
Do we have silvery barbs up?
Oh no.
Am I close enough for silvery barbs?
I got 8
Oh,
XP,
right.
y'all. Or HP.
I don't think so because you
I don't
moved
think
way
it
over
matters.
Yeah.
by
Even just one
Copernicus
hits, I'm
to
out.
use the lightning bolt.
Yeah.
So
Could I-
how much do you have for hit points?
8.
Okay, so the first attack is probably going to mean that you drop and then are still up, but at 1.
Yep.
Right? Because the damage for the first attack is 2d6 plus 6 slashing plus necrotic. So,
Yep.
yeah, like the minimum damage he can do is more than 8. So
Absolutely.
he does a normal attack that does a bunch of damage to you, and you are back up at 1.
Is there something I could do with a black token by taking a black token?
Theoretically, but I mean, maybe
I could also take a black token, but I...
yeah, maybe save it.
Yeah.
Because the
I
next
can-
hit is going to take you from 1 to 0.
To 0,
So
yeah.
here's the thing: he does shit tons of damage to you, and it's totally irrelevant because
Yes.
all it does is take you to 0 and then take you to 0 again.
Yeah.
Like the second attack was a crit, but you have one hit
Not
point.
one damage.
Exactly. I
So
just go
he
down
does
to...
1 damage.
Down.
He does like I don't know 50 plus damage to you, and you take 1.
Honestly, it's a pretty good bargain.
Yeah. So he hits you with the first and grapples you. This ends your you stay up because of your orcish resilience.
Yeah.
But then his second claw drops you down for good,
As he's
and
like
he has now got
clawing
you.
at his own chest.
Yeah. Well, but he's trying to hold you in. He's pushing
Yeah.
you into the chest cavity with the dragon.
Oh, because I'd used my movement before to drop down into the chest cavity
Yeah.
through the hole.
Yeah, he's just trying to like keep you in
Okay.
there. He's like
Gotcha.
clawing at you and like
Yeah.
you can't fully fit inside there without a lot of like he
That's true.
can't even fully get you in. He's like trying to push one arm in and then a leg pops out and then he pushes on that and like and your butt sticks out and he's like get in there. Yeah. There's not really I already established that there's not like a ton of room for people to like
Yeah.
teleport into this space. So
Ugna is the
is-
suitcase that he brought on vacation, not realizing he was going to buy a bunch of stuff, and now he has to get home with. And that's
It's when you try
And
to
he's
throw
still-
something into your cleavage, but it turns out it's too big and it's just awkward now.
I was just
He's-
picturing like a cartoon fight bubble
Yeah.
of like the dust cloud with like an arm and a butt and a like
Yeah.
head poking out.
It's
yeah,
like
and
that,
then
but
like
bones.
somebody goes
intermittently.
flying out one side.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
tent from Robin Hood, Disney's Robin Hood, where it's like, you know, he goes flying out and he's like, "Oh, what a beautiful brawl!" and goes in, but then the chicken flies out the other end. It's
So
just
now
like that.
I'm unconscious atop a
Skeletons.
dragon,
Great.
You're
Inside.
unconscious.
as you do.
Yeah. In this, you can immediately, of course, hear those abyssal notes in your head are now like just like you're in like nightmare realm. You're in
Yeah.
like horrendous,
Even unconscious, I have it like
horrendous
jangling in my
psychic
head.
torture. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. Lucky for you, though, he can't turn you into an abyssal ghoul
It's good.
until he's done with the dragon.
Oh, well.
But who knows how close that is? Maybe that'll be next round,
Cromlin,
and then
please
he
get
can
your...
have a dragon and an abyssal ghoul.
Cromlin, go after the dragon first,
Yay.
please. I'm okay. I'll be alright. I'll keep.
All right, I'll remember that.
That's his turn. Again, with the hunger, you now see just this mass of ghouls at the entrance to the cavern, spreading out and coming in your direction. But they are still massed up at the door, because that's where they came in. And next up, Copernicus. You have been grappled, and this thing is trying to suck your face.
None of those
With its
things. I've
weird
checked all the
tongue.
rules. None of these things prevent me from slamming another cantrip into the goddamn Devourer.
Oh yeah. You absolutely
The
can.
only question I have is if I can use my object interaction to drink a potion around the ghoul tongue going down my throat, or if that's
Yes.
clogging up my
So,
intake.
so the one of the weird ass things about how grappling works in D&D, right? Until you grapple something to an extreme level and get like full restrain and then beyond, you can't stop them from doing anything. So when you're grappled, you can literally do anything you can do when you're not grappled.
It was more the tongue in my throat that I wasn't sure if it was
Yep,
like blocking
doesn't
my
matter.
ability. Okay.
No,
You've
because it's
handled
not, there's
situations
nothing-
like this before.
Yeah.
This is
There's nothing
nothing out
to
of
be
your
the
first
wheelhouse.
time.
Yeah. In that case, the
There's
fluids were
nothing
coming out of
specific
the thing
about the
jammed down
tongue
my
attack.
throat, but-
Yeah, there's nothing specific
Cool.
about the tongue attack interfering with your ability to speak.
Okay, so then I'm going to blurp up that good healing juice around the ghoul
So
tongue.
yep, just throw down your bonus action to drink that.
Yeah. Oh no, sorry.
Just playing-
Object interaction. There's a bonus action because if it's bonus action, then I can't do distracting intrusion, and I think I'll just take the damage and ride the edge of death here.
So I'm just going to double check. Maybe I've got this wrong here. So yeah, because you don't already have it readied, you need to use a bonus action.
Okay, then I'm not going to heal. I'm dropping a distracting intrusion.
Right.
And I'm dropping an agonizing, and I don't think there's much. I mean, the only thing I can think of is anyone going to be able to hit the ghoul next turn, or am I the only thing putting damage on it right now? Or does nothing
I was
okay,
thinking
the,
of
Devourer.
thunder stepping because my bigger hitters are concentration. So I was thinking of thunder stepping us out of there.
Okay. Cool. Basically, if I'm the only one who's gonna be doing damage to it, I might switch to Witch Bolt and just the hopes that I can knock it out this turn. But if we're still doing damage on it and preventing healing is still
Well,
worthwhile.
I'll be also removing you from its grasp with the.
Yeah,
I'm not. Oh,
yeah.
from the ghoul. I see. From the
We
ghoul.
should
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
Devourer.
stop that thing from healing, because it's
I-
almost
yeah.
dead. So
Yeah.
if it suddenly
Yeah,
heals
yeah.
and is fine again, we have to do this all over again.
Yeah.
Then I'll keep hitting it, but I think that this maybe for this one, unless anyone is like actually going to die, I think we put damage on the Devourer.
Yeah.
Um,
Take it out.
yeah. So this will I won't die from taking damage from myself on this, but I will almost certainly die the moment the ghoul hits me next round. So this is Perny out. This is all right.
Do I go before the ghoul? Between us, or do I go after the ghoul?
I don't remember.
You go before the
Yeah.
ghouls.
Okay,
Okay.
so I can get him out of
It's
there.
Copernicus.
Cool.
Right now, the order from here on is Copernicus, Fetid, Morgan, and then all of the undead other than the Devourer.
Okay.
Oh, and can I make
They
a
rolled a 5.
Arcana check to do? Are these undead going to disintegrate if we can knock the Devourer out, or are we still dealing with them and clean up after the Devourer's dead?
You do not think that they are going to be affected by the Devourer, other than that they might not be attracted to it. Like, it seems to have the ability to cause them to move faster. Like, they've been getting attacks. The ones that are close to it, the ones that are within 5 feet of it or have been within 5 feet on its turn, get to act on its turn in addition to their own. But unfortunately for them, Ugna has had such a high armor class that they have been completely ineffective.
Thank you, haste.
Okay. I'm really hoping for a good roll. So it's actually distracting intrusion to start.
Yep. And so you use distracting intrusion. I'm going to roll his saving throw, and this time I am going to use an ability he could have used before, but I never bothered. So all the skeletons that are climbing up his body, trying to get at Ugna, or were, and that are near him, disintegrate. And he is going to add, I believe it's the number of undead.
Oh, hell.
Let me double check.
Remember, I did destroy a bunch with my lightning
No, it's +2 each.
that were on
Um,
him.
Okay, so he makes his saving throw by using the energy from a bunch of those undead. So all the skeletons like nearby him, like
Are
all
the
the ones that are-
undead that I killed by my lightning included in that count still, or is that after the?
no, there.
reduced.
So there are at least 4 skeletons that were on him after you did that, and then last round more skeletons are moving his direction. But I think the 4 alone would give him +8 to the saving throw, so he would probably make it just with that.
Does he use his reaction to do that?
No,
Damn it.
this is a thing that he can do in addition to, like, so whenever he fails a saving throw,
Okay.
he can kill a number of friendly undead creatures of CR5 or below within 60 feet
All right.
to get
Really
+2
hoping
to a
for the
saving
stun
throw
to pop off then. All right.
for each
Attack
creature.
roll
So
it
yeah,
is.
so he is no longer, so he is not distracted with distracting intrusions.
Okay.
And then his saving throw versus the stun is just a straight save. Wait, what's your it's your DC, isn't it?
My DC, I think it's a flat 15. You told me it's not tied to my spell save DC. I think it was 15.
No, it is tied to your spell save DC.
Oh, okay.
It's the
17.
distracting intrusions that is not.
No, oh, sorry. The distracting intrusions is what the first thing I did at the beginning that he was saving against to start.
Yes, but now I'm saving against your. I guess you have to roll your hit roll first. Sorry.
That's why I was confused. I just did make that roll. 22 to hit.
That will hit. I was just getting ahead of myself and rolling the saving throw first.
Okay.
Because you are doing stunning again, right? You're taking
Yeah.
more damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm at
He
15
fails.
HP now with the last bit of
He
stunning.
fails his saving throw and is stunned for a round.
We buy a round.
Oh my
Guys-
god.
He will not be able to use his next action.
Oof.
Okay.
Yeah, he's.
And I'm gonna roll damage on the metal die because it's been doing me good. 8 and
Man.
6. 14 is 18 necrotic damage.
Fuck yeah.
If we get inspirations after this, I nominate mine for Peter because, like, this plan has kept us alive.
Really has.
Yeah.
The hand, the bony hand this time clutches on his face, and starts to crush it. Like his head starts to crumple in on itself. He is looking extremely worse for wear, and he doesn't move. Like he's
So
stunned
close.
by this.
All right. I'm still up. I'm at 15 HP.
Yep. And Fetid, you're next.
Okay.
There's a Valkyrie standing next to you.
Yeah. Hi, Valkyrie. You're tall.
There's a tall lady in like
Yeah.
armor with like wings and shit.
Everyone's tall
Flowing
if you're a
and stuff.
kobold.
Yeah.
Who is
Got a
probably not happy to be surrounded by.
Big spear.
Yep. So who's
You're
currently
within
down?
her aura of valor. You get
nice.
advantage on all your attacks and ability checks.
Excellent. Is Ugna down? I got distracted.
I'm down.
You were down.
Ugna was
Okay.
Ugna is inside the thing's chest cavity and
Yeah,
just
yeah.
hanging there limply.
Can I get to her to do another cure wounds?
I don't think so because you're
Yeah.
a fair ways out because you're over with Tromlin.
All right.
Tromlin is
well,
still
in
being
that
grappled
case-
by this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. In that case, I guess
he
I'm
just
going
broke out,
to.
right? Tromlin just broke out, right? I'm pretty sure
No,
that
he
was the
didn't.
last.
Oh,
He
He did
right.
not break
Okay.
out
I know he tried to. That was the rule.
because I failed.
Well, if this thing's looking like it's on its last legs, I think I'm just going to mark it and put a couple arrows into it, hopefully. See if I can push it over the edge.
You're going to move your mark to the thing you're talking about, the Devourer, or you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're moving your mark to the Devourer. That's a bonus action, and then you've
Yep.
got 2 shots
My arrow.
with advantage because of the Valkyrie standing next to you.
All right.
'Cause
First
it has
one
an aura
is
of valor for all of its allies.
First one's a 22. I'm guessing
Or
that will
friendly
hit.
creatures.
2, 3, 5. That's
Thanks,
8
Casey.
damage.
I don't know if I have to manually update this, but
Do you want to add your extra D6?
Yes.
So did you? What did you roll for that damage?
It
2d6.
was 8 total.
So that was 2d6 plus 6.
Yeah.
Just making sure you're rolling your hunter's mark.
Oh yeah, okay. I forgot so one more d6. That makes
Yeah.
it 10 even then.
And then if one of your attacks per round, you can add your swarm extra d6
All right.
to.
I will make my second attack and add it to that. Yeah, those will both hit. Rolled 2 14s. Wow, 3 14s in 4 rolls. Okay, that will also hit. So this one gets 3d 4, 8. 12 plus 5 is 17 damage.
So as the skeletal hand fades out of existence from the attack, the chill touch attack, and it's like crushed and like disintegrated face, like it's like the skull was hollow and has been like crushed in the front and pieces are falling out. Your pair of arrows in rapid succession fly through the head and the head basically explodes.
Yay.
Yay!
And the entire giant body thoom falls to the ground in a massive.
Nice
All right,
shot.
it's shaking kaboom.
Oof.
Now
Good.
we grab
Good
everyone and
boy,
friggin' book it.
Fetid. Good boy, Fetid.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Morgan, you're up.
Yeah, this thing is still on Perny, so we're gonna thunder step out of there.
So you're gonna grab Perny and Thunderstep.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give the skeletons an attack of opportunity because you have to move far enough away from them to grab Perny that they would get that.
Okay.
But they will be in range for when you set off the
Am
Thunderstep.
I close enough to the Valkyrie for anything?
No, because that's 30 feet. Remember, there was two. You could have gone towards Fetid and Tromlin, or you could have gone towards Copernicus. So it's more than 30 feet away. Okay, so one of the skeletons complete an utter whiff. The other skeleton hits you for 5 points of damage.
Okay, I'm gonna roll this
with its like thigh bone of another
concentration dice.
It's hitting you. It's like the shin bone of another skeleton with a foot attached, and that's still animated. Like it took it off of another animated skeleton, so like the foot keeps twitching as it's hitting you with it. Really.
I rolled a 7 plus.
Sorry, 7 plus 4.
7 on the dice, and that is a wisdom.
What are you rolling for?
My concentration.
Oh, the concentration save. Yes,
yeah.
You made that.
Okay.
Constitution, not wisdom.
Oh, okay.
But the damage is low enough. You need a 10.
Yeah.
Oh, you said 7 on the dice.
Yeah, 7 on the dice actually.
That will not make it.
My con is
that's a 9 total.
Plus 5, right?
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong character sheet. Yep, you have a plus 5.
Yeah.
I was looking at someone else's sheet that had a plus 2.
I will be landing close to the Valkyrie, and with my bonus action, I will be flirting.
Okay. So you're like going from like there was like a whole wall of dead and debris at this end of the cavern, and the middle of it all disappeared when Tromlin did his channel divinity. So it's basically left like 2 hills, and you and Copernicus are on one hill, and Fetid, Tromlin, and the Valkyrie are on the other hill. So you're basically thunderstepping from one hill to the other. So what's your thunderstep damage?
Let me see here. Thunderstep.
And are you upcasting this?
I think do I have another 4th level slot that I can use for
You have a 4th level slot left.
I will, so that'll be an extra D10.
So it will do 4d10 damage. Save for half. It is going to save. Do you want to use your silvery barbs?
I will. And I will give the bonus to Tromlin, because he's the worst off.
Tromlin will have advantage on his next roll.
I rolled really, really nicely. That is a 9, a 7, a 7, and a 6.
That is pretty good.
So that's 13, 19, 28 points of damage.
Ooh, and we got some beautiful bits some biddies were sent our way.
That
Thank you
rolls
so
us
much.
over.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Way to go, Kaitu.
Yes,
You're
it
gonna
is
bring
not
these people
it's
back
not
some
updating. I
inspirations.
gotta manually update it, but we have rolled around. So even though it doesn't say we have, we have.
Okay. And it is time for various undead. So, Copernicus, you have been teleported out of the grasp of your grappler. And it takes a whole bunch of damage. It does not look, it's definitely bloodied now and is not looking quite unhappy about things. You're now on the other hill with grappled Tromlin. Tromlin is being drained again. Uh, duh, 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 duh. Yeah, it's just a straight up. There's not even a roll. So Tromlin is going to be drained. God, I keep rolling high. Another 5 wisdom.
Oof.
So Tromlin is down to a wisdom 7.
Like,
Not good.
That is, however,
That is worse
all
than
it can
me.
do because it has
That's
to
a
maintain.
problem.
It has to maintain the grapple, and I don't think there's anything else it can do. It can. Oh, I think you made your save against the disease before, didn't you, Tromlin, or did you fail one of them?
Yeah. I made both of them.
Okay, so you need to make a new save.
All right. It's charisma based.
No, this is con save DC 14.
You have
Okay.
my barbs.
Ah,
Alright.
you have advantage on the roll.
Oh wait, hold on. That's straight D10. I'm very glad for that barbs, because it means I got a 19 as opposed to a 7.
You made your save. And the various skeletons that are still around, quite a lot fewer than there were, are going to shuffle in their general direction, in your general direction as a group. And the wall of ghouls approaching from the other side of the cavern are going to pause with the collapse of the Devourer. They all kind of like stop, like uncertain as to what to do, and then they begin shuffling towards the fallen Devourer.
They're going to devour the Devourer.
Well,
I mean, or me and the
things
dragon.
within it.
We're tasty and not moving.
Um,
Which is
a couple of
Round.
skeletons have made their way up to the mound where you guys are all now, but the Valkyrie basically steps towards them, and they all hit her with swords that do nothing because she is immune to non-magical weapons. So she just stands there. They're just like hitting the golden aura, and it's doing absolutely nothing. In fact, I'm just going to say she hasn't got an initiative roll on this, but I'm just going to say she sort of like annoyedly like stretches a hand out towards them, and the ones that are close enough to hit her just disintegrate dash.
Fair.
In fact, can I do a channel divinity? Is there a channel divinity option?
Ooh. Hiko loves to just shove himself under my hand
Not really.
and ask for
He
cuddles.
does.
It looks like
goes,
I'm like holding him in place. I'm not. He's shoved in just into the
just
cup of
shoves
my
in there.
hand.
Sometimes
to
I'll
get
hold
in
my
there.
hand like this, and he'll
Yeah.
climb into it like a sandwich.
Yeah.
He'll like perch on the thumb with his back against your fingers and just stick his head out and go, "Yes, I am
Yes,
here.
good. I am a sandwich.
I am a sandwich."
Here you go, buddy.
Okay,
What more? Oh, you want
new
those
round.
apples? Okay.
Ugna, roll a death save.
I'm gonna do that. Oh, that's a 17.
That makes it.
I'll make one. One
You're
success.
Staving off the death for now. Oh, sorry. Roll with disadvantage. I forgot.
Oh, heck. All right.
You're in the ribcage.
That's an 18. Wow, I rolled really good this round.
So
Still a success.
horrendous nightmares still affecting your brain. And Tromlin, you are up.
Okay, so first off, am I still hasted?
You are.
Nice.
Alright. Monkey is going to cast a Cure Wounds on the Dragon Lady.
Nice.
Cool.
So at 3rd level,
Okay.
that's 3d8. 14 points to the Dragon Lady.
That will stave off her demise. That takes an action for you, but you're hasted, so you still have another one.
I'm going to attempt to rip free.
Break out. Go for it.
Actually, can I try to ram my horns into his face so hard that he lets go?
I mean, you can attack him, but it doesn't affect whether he's holding you unless you're spending your action to break out.
Okay, gotcha. Then
So
I'm going to try
you
to
would do damage to him, but you wouldn't necessarily
Ooh.
automatically break free.
Elias just rolled us over again, y'all.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
We needed the juice.
Yes.
18.
I'm a big juice drinker.
18 to break free.
Drink all my juice.
You did it.
Oh man.
Tromlin manages to you shake your horns in his face, and toss your head, and his tongue comes off of you like you're shuffling off a turban, because it was wrapped around your head a bunch, and you twist your body free from his grasp.
Okay, cool. Free action, I'm Misty Stepping away from him.
Yeah,
Nice.
you got a bonus action. So
Nice.
bonus action, Misty Step. Poof.
I'll get as close to Ugna as I can.
Okay. She's still a ways away because 30 feet is as far as you can go with Misty Step. But you gotta go. And actually, you still have your movement, so you can Misty Step and move 40, so you actually can get a fair ways over there.
I also want to make sure. When does the Valkyrie go? Does she go on my turn?
So she, I just sort of randomly did some stuff with her last round, but this is a new round. Yeah, I'll have the Valkyrie go next.
Okay.
So she has no specific instructions or any other than you just mentioning these guys are bad.
I can yell this to her if you want. Destroy the ghouls.
Oh, she doesn't. She doesn't. She isn't going to pay any much attention to your commands. She's quite angry about undead trying to attack her. She's very happy though when you told her that that the big Devourer thing was trying to take over the world. It's quite pleased to see that thing crumpling and dying. So what it is going to do is it's going to use its Gaze of Doom, which normally is used to make living creatures afraid, but it's going to use that to basically select the dead, to do the choosers of the slain. Cool. So she basically glances at one of the skeletons that was about to attack her, and it disintegrates. And then she moves forward with her spear and just starts cutting down the skeletons that are in this particular vicinity. Next up would be the Devourer, but it doesn't get a turn now.
For some reason.
Copernicus.
Okay. So, is anyone being actively grappled and Ugna is still down, correct?
Ugna is down. Both of the abyssal ghouls are free to attack, but one of them is back where you just left. The other one is now at your feet. It was grappling Tromlin, but Tromlin broke free.
Okay. So
there are other skeletons nearish to you, but they're in the process of being disintegrated by the Valkyrie.
So I can go administer a potion and get Ugna up.
You can get over there at this point. You're about 70 feet away.
Oh.
I do plan on going and wither and blooming.
Okay. I might then. Okay. Then, if other people have got the heals, I will try and do some damage. I'm trying to decide between summoning a demon to Reeks. No, we've already got the Valkyrie kind of doing our summon thing. So
if you're talking about doing area damage, you know that
Eddard's-
Edoreza is way more effective than this Valkyrie.
okay. I was thinking about that, but I was also worried that Edoreza could end up hitting us. Also, melting an ice cave might be.
It depends on what you do with him, right?
Would the
Yeah.
Valkyrie fight the demon?
Depends where you,
What's
what you
their
do with
feel
him.
about demons?
I mean, I just kind of want to pay to see that fight now. Like, I want
Yeah.
a ticket.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Well, there's a real easy way to get one.
Yeah, all right.
Cast
Thanks
the
for
spell.
that hairdo, buddy. That's a good hairdo.
Let's summon Greater Demon.
Okay. I
I would like to
assume you're
summon-
going for Edoreza for area effect damage.
Yeah, but I'm going to position Edoreza so that all of us are outside of the aura.
Well, you summon him and then you tell him what to do. So like if you tell him to go over, like if you tell him to attack the abyssal ghoul that's sitting at your feet, that's probably a bad idea.
I'm going to
Because you're
assign
near it.
him like a grade 11 math problem, and like my command to him is attack as many of the undead as you can without ever coming, as efficiently as you can, maximizing the number in your aura without ever coming within aura's distance of anyone in my party, and go.
Demon's just like, oh.
All right.
Okay, so I've got some rolls to do here. So summon Greater Demon. I'm trying to remember if there's an initial roll. There is not. You give it the verbal command, so you summon it and give it the verbal command. I will roll for its initiative because it goes separately. Oh, that's a nat 20.
Ooh.
And I'm at the bottom, so it's going to come right around.
Well, I think I'm going to just. It gets to go on the round you summon it, so I'm going to basically say it goes now because 20 has already gone by for this round. No, sorry. You when you command it, you tell it what to do on its next turn. So yeah. So you summon him 60 feet away from you because that's the range, and then you tell him to go destroy as many undead as he can without getting within his radius of you and your team, or even just flat out say the non-undead because nobody in here is undead other than them. Although the jury's out on you. And at the end of each of its turns, it makes the charisma saving throw. So I will wait until it acts to do that.
Okay. And if I stop concentrating on the spell before it reaches its full duration, an uncontrolled demon doesn't appear for.
Yeah.
And is there any way that I can start Oh yeah, my goal is to make it run away when.
You usually sort of go
Yeah.
now fuck off, and then
Yeah.
like try and concentrate as long as you can until it and then so it doesn't have time to come and kill you after it fucks off.
Right. Okay.
The big problem with Edoreza is you're usually in a place where no matter when you get him released, he's going to cause a lot of peripheral damage. So you don't summon him that often. For once, you're in the middle of the icy wastes.
Yeah.
The only civilization he could damage before he disappears would be the ice barbarian camp. Okay, so a massive ball of flames with eyes appears in the middle of the cave, and you shout out your instructions. Next up is, I guess you've got a bonus action. I don't know if you're going to use that.
I'll drop a distracting intrusion on the ghoul that is closest to us right now. I think.
He fails.
Yay!
Well done.
And that'll be it.
And Fetid,
Yes.
you're up. You got an abyssal ghoul within like kissing distance.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can. Can I move away from said ghoul without dealing with an opportunity attack? All right, I'm gonna.
You were
make some
already more
distance.
than 5 feet from him.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a little more distance, move my mark to that ghoul, and continue with arrows.
Arrowed.
So arrow number 1.
His
Almost
AC,
certainly not hit. That is a 12.
12 total will not hit. He has an AC of 15.
Yeah, okay. Arrow number 2. That's a 1. I would like to spend an inspiration to make that not be a 1 at least.
Seems like a good idea.
Yeah. Well, that's better. 6 and 8 is 14.
One short of his AC.
Yeah. I had my 2
Ooh.
really good shots, and now I'm tired. I'm tired of shooting arrows. I'm done with it.
He's eepy.
Pew pew. Okay,
Yippee.
he ducks and dodges.
Mhm.
He's like, I'm cool. Morgan, you're up.
All right. I'm thinking of run, jump, use of item, misty step, so I can grab Ugna at least by the hand, give it a smooch, wither and bloom everything around there to give her hit dice.
Okay, so you're gonna move and use Misty Step to get to her.
Yeah,
Um,
using my jump item if I need to for the distance.
yeah, I still think you're gonna need to dash. You can do it, but you're gonna need a dash in there, which is gonna mean you don't have an action left to cast
Yeah.
the spell. But you can do it. You can get there. There are
Don't have
currently
anything
no
else.
undead around the body of this thing. Because the last thing it did was absorb them all to resist the distracting intrusions.
Oh, right.
Could I guess, instead vortex warp her out of there?
Let's check the range on Vortex Warp.
90 feet.
Then yes, because she's only 70 feet away.
Okay, I'll vortex warp her. Is beside Tromlin safe enough?
Do you want to also Vortex Warp the white-haired lady?
Can I do that?
Well,
I guess
because
by
you can twin it, right?
How many sorcery points?
It's
is
a
that?
level 2, so you'd need to do 2.
I have 2 left.
Yes.
I will do that.
Yep.
So
Target gets a Constitution. The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you
sorry.
can choose-
That's if
and
they're
she
trying
can-
to resist,
yeah.
or they
Yeah.
can fail deliberately.
Yeah. So
Um,
I'll
and
kind
you
of
can
like wait
teleport
for a
them to a
moment.
space you can see within range.
Which would be, I think, beside Tromlin in the Valkyrie's aura, hopefully. And I will move to that space.
Okay.
And try and soften the
I
landing.
assume, Ugna, that you're going to fail your saving throw.
Am I going to fail?
Well, you're
Oh,
unconscious.
yeah, that's true.
Do you want this not to work?
No, I would like it to work. I
Okay,
thought you
then
were asking if I
you
wanted to
choose
fail my
failure
death
saving.
save, but I was like, no, absolutely
No.
not. I would like to make that, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll be waiting for a moment to
You
get the
twin the
eye
spell.
contact of the dragon lady. Be like, just come here. Just like let it happen.
Yeah.
Just let it happen.
So now, lying at your feet, is unconscious Ugna, and this unconscious dragon lady who still has shackles of bone on her, but those shackles of bone are now broken where she was teleported away from the body of the Devourer.
Okay. I will
Um,
health potion Ugna with my remaining bonus.
The closest threat here. No, it's got to go after Tromlin. He's it's got that death sense. It has to go after Tromlin. Okay, so the Abyssal Ghoul is going to try once again to leap
Just-
on Tromlin.
Just
Well, the
confirming if
problem
I can health potion.
Oh, you're gone
Ugna.
though. You've Misty stepped.
Yeah, I Misty stepped and ran. He can't get to me
Yeah.
this round.
It's going to try to go after you, which is going to take its whole turn. It has to dash. So it having done that and having like broken out of the grapple and left, your friends are there fighting it. In fact, Fetid just shot some arrows at it. This is why Fetid missed, because it like ducks and slavering on all fours with its smoking black tongue trailing behind it. It dashes down the slope after you because it's got a taste for your brain, and
Nasty.
it wants to end you so it can turn you into a ghoul, because that's one of its tricks with the death sense. I am going to determine who gets an attack of opportunity against it as it tries to go after you, because it is surrounded by Morgan, Copernicus, Fetid, and the Valkyrie.
I just want to confirm whether or not I could give Ugna with my bonus action a health potion. Administer it or
cast
just
the
give it.
spell. Yes, you could, because you didn't move
Okay.
either. Yes.
So I'll roll 2d4 plus 2. So you have 4,
Woo.
6 altogether now.
And I'm not making death saves anymore. Thank you.
So Fetid, you get an attack of opportunity. You can shoot another arrow at the ghoul as it tries to go by you.
Try a third arrow. That's more like it. That is a 27.
That'll hit.
Do I still get to apply my mark with attacks?
Yeah, the mark is still on it. So if you hit
Cool.
it, you get
Nice.
the extra damage,
Sweet.
no matter how you hit it.
3, 5, nice. And
Also, you can add your swarm bonus, because that's just once per turn you can add it.
cool.
So
So that's
you didn't get to add it before because you missed.
All right, so that is 18 plus 5 damage, 23 damage.
You put an arrow through the back of its head and it falls in
Nice.
a heap and stops moving.
Yay!
So it
Heck yes.
terrifyingly goes after Tromlin at like top speed and practically catches up to him. And Tromlin, you kind of look over your shoulder as it's like just feet away with its claws out and its tongue outstretched to try and grab you again. And an arrow goes through its head and it just falls.
Oof.
Like comedy style, just sideways.
Yep. Yep. And it goes, "Excuse me." That's a very, very
I don't
old
get any
joke.
respect.
That was a Steve Martin reference. So, the other abyssal ghoul is also going to go after Tromlin for the same reason, but it's much farther away. So it does a dash, but it's only like halfway to him. And that's from the other hill, so it's not near anybody. And then the various ghouls at the entrance are now starting to fan out and are getting very close to. In fact, they actually start getting to the fallen Devourer, and the ones that get there first start grabbing chunks of it and tearing them off in its in their hands and stuffing them in their mouths as they try to eat the fallen Devourer. Top of the round, Edoreza. I'm going to roll his saving throw with disadvantage. I think he does it at the end of his turn, but I'm just rolling it now. He fails miserably. I rolled 2 5s, so the disadvantage was irrelevant, but 5 ain't going to cut it. He begins just burning ghouls and skeletons, and he goes directly towards the exit or the entrance to the cavern, because that's where so many of them are coming in from, and just becomes a wall of fire for them to pass through. I am going to get you to make rolls for him. Oops, that's the main list. Where's his actual stats?
I love Steve Martin. What a funny guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think Can't Get No Respect was Rodney Dangerfield.
It was,
Yeah.
but the arrow through the head was Steve Martin.
Right.
Double feature.
And well, excuse me. That was
I would
was
love to
specifically
see
for
Steve Martin and Bill Bailey in a room just playing instruments and being funny at each other.
Yeah.
That'd be
Would be good.
amazing.
There we go, folders.
Pro tip if you have a conure, they like to chew on everything. So rather than chew on your hands, chew on some cork. You just have a bunch of clean, unused wine corks, and he will destroy them happily.
Where
It's
the
going to be a
hell did
problem
I have your
supplying more
demons?
corks.
Oh no.
Recycling.
Gotta get more wine, I guess.
Oh no, what will I do? I guess I'll whine
There
about
we
it.
go. NPCs, Perny's demons. Edoreza. All right, so Edoreza automatically does 1d4 fire damage to everything within 10 feet of him.
Ooh.
he can spend an attack action to turn that into an aura effect that does 3d4 to everything.
Do it. Do
So
it.
he's totally going to do that.
Sweet.
Actually, no. To start with, he's going to just let his aura do some damage to them, but he's going to do a whip of flame, which is a 20-foot line right
Oh,
out
yeah.
the entrance
Oh, yeah.
that does 2d8 fire damage to everything in the line.
Going Balrog mode.
Nice.
It's going full Rihanna, whips and chains.
That's 14 damage to everything in the line. That's like, if this is
Ooh.
skeleton, it's dead. If it's a ghoul, it's like half dead.
Now I'm imagining
And then he's
Rihanna
also
as
doing
Balrog.
aura
Yeah.
effect.
Hell
So he's
yes.
just like
Yeah.
burning everything out there.
Just the tightest pants ever that have a flame, like a actually moving flame design
Oh
on it.
man,
Ugna.
I have too many birds in my hands, but I would draw that. Oh, hang on a second. Okay, I come to. I'm on the ground.
Yep.
What do I see?
Well, I think I'm gonna break us out of. You know what? I'm just gonna make a few quick saving throws
Yeah.
for Edoreza. That one would have broke free, but disadvantage because you know his name. Nope. In about 6 rounds, he has a chance of breaking free. If Morgan is close enough to him, he can silvery barbs that,
And I would.
and then he would not break free. That's a nat 20, but also a 3.
Hmm.
Yeah, so basically for like the next 10 rounds, you can keep Edoreza going. So I am just going to say that between the Valkyrie and the Fire Demon, they start just annihilating the undead in this space.
Amazing.
And you can kind of ignore that as it's going on in the background. Eventually, the Valkyrie will start fighting with Ezereza because it's a celestial and a demon. But I'm just picturing that, like, whatever scene we now do with role playing, that's just a thing that's happening in like the background.
Clash
There's
of the
just like
Titans behind
just
us while we're
Yes.
just
various
chatting.
zombies and ghouls just being incinerated
Just like
with
seeing
holy
a
light
line of fire and
fire.
explosions.
Yeah.
Oh, big stretch.
Little arms
But in
and
the
legs going
meantime,
flying.
you guys let's break out of
All right.
out of combat time. So Tromlin is notably like dopey. The effect of having a 7 wisdom
No.
now makes him like actually kind of like basically like he's just stoned.
Oh no, Stone Tromlin.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Man,
That's
have
just
you ever
your
thought
opinion.
about like gods and stuff?
Is there like some sort of reverse weed that we can give him that will make him smarter?
I mean,
I mean,
you would think that a
could-
restoration spell would be the thing.
Probably.
I don't have that memorized for the day, so
Nope.
is it temporary or permanent?
It's until it gets restored.
Okay, so effectively
Yeah.
permanent.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Tromlin is
lesser restoration is a
cognitively
spell you can
impaired.
cast. So,
I can cast lesser restoration, but I don't have it memorized for the day.
although
We
I
had bigger
believe
things to
you have
memorize
it,
today.
you do have it on your beads though.
Oh, I do?
2 of your prayer beads can do lesser restoration.
Ooh, fancy.
You know what? I probably know enough to use that.
Sorry. Ooh, you used 1 prayer bead heal earlier in the game.
Yep.
But only 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have 1 left. Because the
Alright.
two of them can be heals or lesser restoration. So you only have 1
Oh,
lesser
okay.
restoration available to you. But that is enough if you wish to use it.
I will use that one on myself.
Then you will regain, you'll start to shake the fog off and regain your wisdom.
Oof.
All of it?
Yep.
Cool. That sucked.
Ooh.
I will go over to Ugna and the Dragon Lady and cast Cures at second level on each of them.
I'm still
I
like
will
lying
say
there, stunned for a
Tromlin,
moment
make
as
me a
I
religion check.
come in out of
at
the nightmares.
the end of a minute from my casting, y'all are gonna be useless for a round.
11 for Ugna,
Thank
16
you.
for the Dragon Lady.
Nice.
So the Dragon Lady gets 16 more back.
Can you please roll me a religion check for Tromlin?
Oh, fuck. It's actually not one of my good abilities either.
I know.
Guidance.
Yep, you can have a D4 guidance.
Cool.
Want me to roll it, or do you want to roll it?
You go ahead and roll it. I trust you. I don't trust myself.
It's
get
only a
wrong.
1. Sorry.
That's fine. It's one I didn't have, okay?
What do we have on that roll?
This is not wasted. A 22.
Ooh,
Nat 20.
Yep.
nice.
Nice.
Okay.
A lot of ones today.
You realize that she so you realize basically that the fiend that you guys defeated and destroyed is like a greater fiend, meaning it still exists. It's just basically
Right.
been its physical form is undone and the fiend is back in hell. It still has, the connection that it had to the Dragon Lady to be slowly consuming her soul.
So we need to break her free.
And you can see that with the shackles, and you remember the divination, which said something along the lines of break the cage or break open the cage, shatter the chains. She must be free.
Yeah.
Look at Ugna.
I arcana those chains.
Can
Ugna,
I
you
wither
help?
and bloom them? Could I wither and bloom the chains and give her the health points?
I am curious to the answer to that. Can you use wither and bloom on non-living things?
Otherwise, I can just reach over and snap them. I'm sure I've got the strength.
Might be a good option too.
Yeah, no, wither and bloom specifically works on living.
Okay.
things.
Non-magical vegetation.
Living and death.
No.
Didn't the Oracle also say something about a holy healer cleric or something like that?
Oh no, the deep when we contacted the higher plane, they said that
Mhm.
clergy would be the weakness
Lower.
of the Devourer.
Right.
Yeah,
yes. Because radiant damage
Yeah.
and chill touch
Oh.
apparently.
Yeah.
More the fact that like there was all these undead that were the funny thing is its biggest weakness was that clerics can destroy the undead that it relies on for health, but it turns
It
out
was the
you use
unholiest member of
necromancy
the party
instead.
who's preventing that.
You're like a
The
cleric.
anti-cleric. Yeah.
You use the
It's
opposite
fine.
of the cleric.
He's the young priest. I'm the old priest. Alright, can I get a help action on the Arcana check to figure out how to bust the chains?
I
mean,
will. I will.
Ugna
You guys are putting your heads
wakes
together.
up, shakes herself out of the nightmares that she was bound in, sees Tromlin sort of looming over her and asking, be like, can you break these chains? And we'll just roll over to be face to face with the Dragon Lady and grab the manacles and just try to, like, snap them off her wrists.
So
Arcana
Yeah, you can
26,
grab
is that a
them.
good idea?
it's happening whether it's a good idea
I mean,
or
I've
not.
got 17
but,
hit points. We'll see how this goes.
So yeah, with your Arcana check, you're like, yeah, there's a magical link here. There's still a magical link because it was devouring her soul
Right.
and had gained a lot of that. There's still a link between them, and it's trying to continue devouring her soul because that's what devourers do.
It's in the name.
You're quite certain that the abyssal ghouls here were devoured, like potent souls that were devoured by the devourer. Likewise, it has the ability to simply raise dead to make zombies and ghouls and skeletons, which is probably why there were so many around here.
And also raise dead. I just did R-A-Z-E and I summon into Rizz.
Nice.
God.
Rizz dead.
Episode
Rizz
title.
dead.
Episode title.
Rizz the dead. Okay.
In terms of like
You-
ways to break that psychic connection or that.
So you start thinking about like, okay, there's definitely some rituals here that could be done to break the psychic connection. We do some sort of dispelling magic on the shackles and like try and doing some kind of ritual. And while you're thinking about that, Ugna grabs them and tries and shatters them in her hands. Roll me a strength check.
Hope I don't do well on this one. I mean, 16 plus 8.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Ugna, like while you're thinking about this, Ugna grabs the shackles on one wrist and snaps it open. Ugna, make me a wisdom save.
Cool. I have advantage on those.
Why do you have advantage on?
I don't remember why. Oh, you know what? That probably broke. I think somebody gave me Owl's Wisdom
Yeah, that
ages ago, so I don't have advantage on that. And I only rolled a
yeah
4.
that went
so
away when Tromlin went unconscious.
I'm just gonna erase that. So that's a 4. It does not succeed.
Okay, so you're gonna take full damage then.
Oh boy, I'm gonna go unconscious again, y'all.
Uh, 35 necrotic.
I'm out.
Oh.
I'm gonna
I will
erase all
spare
these
the
hit
dying
points I
because I
got.
would like those 10 free hit points.
Pretty sure I have at
Spare
least
the
one
dying on
rupture
Ugna.
wounds left on me, so
I lean over and cast my last second level spell on.
There is. Okay, so how many hit points is Ugna getting back? So 1 from Spare the Dying. You're at 1 hit point. Or does Spare the Dying just mean you
No,
don't
I
take
think it
death save?
stabilizes you at 0.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
don't
so
die.
it's 0. And then roll the heals for both Fetid and Tromlin.
19 for me. I rolled.
Nice.
What do you got?
19, I said.
Nice.
19 and Jeff?
let's see, where's my D8? Where is my D8?
So Uda comes back around and immediately just goes
Healed
under again.
back over.
Nope.
Well, now she's being healed to come back around, and my question is, there's still another bracelet.
Yeah.
There's another 10. Well,
I like
Another
it's back.
10
Like,
HP.
just give me one
Just
sec. I'm just gonna rest and then we'll just do it again. We'll run it again. I
so
also
another
love
10
like
HP for Ugna.
in the moment, Perny's
So
like
Ugna's got
doing.
29 HP
29.
right now.
Heck yeah. I could do it again.
I mean,
I
what
love
does she
that
do? You come around, and the dragon lady's still in front of you.
Yeah.
I just want to quickly flash back to the moment when Ugna's doing it, because I imagine like Perny's doing it in a beautiful mind moment where he's like gazing through
Yep.
planes and being like, okay, the connection is extending from the infernal realm, but if I can locate its resonant synchronous frequency in the astral realm, and we do an interruption, we can. And then Ugna's like, "Marsh!"
Yeah. So and you're close enough to see that when Ugna wakes up, she's got this like haunted look in her eyes because she came straight out of like a nightmare realm, and then she's looking around wildly for anything and sees Tromlin being like, we gotta break these chains, and she just like gets a serious expression on her face, looks over, goes like, "Raw," and then just passes out. And this time when she comes around, she's all like, huh?
Yeah. No, that's so crazy.
You don't immediately try and break the other one.
Yeah, I'm like, what just happened? What just happened?
Trauma would slap her hand away. Like, no.
Okay, I'm just gonna lie here for a second if that's okay with everybody.
A good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't feel great.
Morgan will start brushing your hair and pulling like blood and guts out of there.
Can I summon an undead and try and get it to? Is the Valkyrie guy?
can.
Valkyrie-
Sorry.
Valkyrie's
You
fine,
absolutely
right?
can.
I
but
will
by now,
flag
Edoreza,
again.
I'm assuming you're sending Edoreza away once he
Yeah.
gets. Although, actually, frankly, at a certain point, Edoreza has been sort of like dispelled by fighting
doing,
this
buddy?
Valkyrie.
Are we assuming that the end of my case concentration has already happened, and they just went dumb
Yes.
for a round? Okay, all right.
Um,
Why are you so silly?
yeah, I'm just gonna say that like Edoreza and the Valkyrie just kind of fight their way out the door and are not seen again. But yeah, so you could just cast summon an undead spirit, and get one of the fightier ones and assign it the task of breaking it. It's not going to be as strong as Ugna.
Yeah, but it's not gonna get tired either. It can just
I'll
kind of
guidance
That's
it.
true.
yeah.
I'll
give it the help
guidance the
action.
little ghoul guy.
I'm gonna be like the boxing coach, like rubbing its shoulders as it like to give the help action.
I'll also
give a
say that
wink.
you would realize that
Okay.
something like a blessing
Okay.
on the like a cleric's magic on that
Boy.
bracelet will make it less of a problem to break.
Hmm.
And
Tromlin.
Tromlin can bless with his prayer beads quite handily without even using his spell slot.
Tromlin, you groovy dude.
What's up? I'm no longer stoned.
Oh, okay. Do you think you could maybe put a little prayer bead magic on that shackle there? I think it will
Thank you.
weaken in response to your divine magic.
Like a bless spell?
Yeah, like a bless spell. I think that'll do her.
I mean, that's the first of all. I have one of those handy. I will bless it.
Cool. And so you use a summoned spirit to break it, and there is much less of a massive flash of necrotic energy, and the shackle basically disintegrates.
Morgan will break out a vape, D&D world equivalent of a vape, and start smoking some weed. And we'll offer some to Tromlin. Like, oh, you're not high anymore, but do you want to be?
No, thank you. I'm coming out of a haze.
I think Perny looks over like he doesn't want to ask, but he wants some of that.
Morgan will just give him some. No, he won't even ask.
Yeah, it doesn't work on me. Different, blood or whatever it is.
Hey, is that pretty lady still alive?
She is now lying there looking a lot better. The necrotic tissue of her body is sort of starting to heal. She's still unconscious.
Maybe we should set a camp or something and start tending to her.
Yeah,
think
I
that's a
wouldn't
good
mind
idea.
having some of my spell juice back before we.
Yeah,
Also,
I feel
just
we
not
should
be
get out of here
here.
before.
Yes, is it cool
Yeah.
to sleep in here? I don't think so. It's pretty creepy.
No, I think we
and
should get the fuck
it's
outta
not
here.
comfortable. There's lots of bones and they're real sharp and jabby.
Mhm.
But before we go, I am going to look
Also-
around for treasure.
That's probably a good
Smart.
idea.
It is a
Looting.
dragon's lair.
The room is entirely filled with
Looting.
treasure. I believe I mentioned last time that the floor and the mounds of everything you've been walking around on and standing on are a
Forward?
mixture of the ancient moldering bones of victims and livestock and so forth, and loads and loads and loads of silver, gems, and other things.
I was
Okay.
thinking- I-
Before we start looting, we should
Yeah.
keep in mind that if this is the dragon's treasure
That's-
and we are rescuing the dragon, maybe we shouldn't take her stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was
probably.
For better or worse.
But also that means what we should probably do is get some of these corpses out of her
Mhm.
her cave, and she'd probably want to.
Okay.
She'd probably want to recover. She'd probably want to
Morgan-
recover.
Yeah.
Morgan will make sure that the dragon lady is passed out, and then she will say,
Double check.
"But yeah, but also like, shouldn't we bring some of her best stuff wherever we're going to keep her safe, and present that to her, and also be like, hey, cutie, we saved you."
If I was a
with a
hoarding
little-
creature and I woke up not in my hoard, but with things from my hoard taken around me, I think I'd be more upset than if I didn't see them.
Yeah, it's
I
probably
could be
better.
wrong about that.
It's probably take care of her in her own cave, clean out the unwanted, and let her recover.
Yeah.
Where,
Yeah,
Oh.
but the guy
Yeah.
that we knew we couldn't handle
Nope.
right away, right
We have
now,
to get out of here.
will come
He's on
back.
his way back, yeah.
Which is
Or
why I
something
think
with
we
me, like-
should, and I'll roll a persuasion to say, we should take some of her coolest things that we
No.
can see with, just so. But if she
I
doesn't
would
have
like-
the things that she wants, the
I'll
things
roll
that
would
she
insight.
needs for her magic.
History.
I'll roll
roll.
insight against that, but I've got disadvantage, so I think you're going to convince Perny it's a good idea.
Pretty can be convinced of anything.
2 5s.
Social rolls are up to you guys.
I
Fives?
rolled a 15.
Okay.
Yeah, you definitely are exceeded.
Bernie's like, well, that does make some sense.
Is that a flat screen TV over there?
I can watch
History
so much
check,
Matlock on that. My God.
History check, okay.
History
Murder, She
check.
Wrote.
Please.
I got low on
Anyone
that.
can make me a history check.
I got a straight 6.
That's a 24.
Oh, Morgan
I
can have
rolled-
advantage.
I rolled a 19, which is an 18, which is stupidly good for Ugna.
I only rolled an 11.
Okay.
I got a flat history.
I'm just going to remind everyone that this is the notorious Frost Wyrm of the North.
Yep.
She is not widely renowned for being some kind of wise fae-like creature,
No.
but rather widely renowned for eating people.
Mm-hmm.
And not having
And
conversations with them.
being the thing that everyone stays the fuck away from.
Maybe we should just
And
leave.
for ravaging and destroying all of the icy waste to the north.
Do we think she's going to recover on her own? Like, we just leave a note being like, it was us who saved you. Be nice if you see us later. And just
Yeah,
cheese
please.
it.
Just draw some pictures of us
You-
on the wall
so-
and be like,
Yeah.
yep.
Ernie rolled the 20-something.
Yeah.
So you know a thing or two
26.
about dragons. All dragons,
Trainer
especially the ancient ones, are, more intelligent, but white dragons are more bestial than other dragons.
I'm reserving my
You would
hee-haws.
imagine if, for example, she were to wake up now, you assume
eat
she
us.
would eat you. Like,
Oh.
there wouldn't be a conversation. There would be a snarl interlopers murder.
We should leave.
You've done a lot of healing. Yeah. So I'm just
so we
saying.
can grab
So
some
we
shit
should-
run?
All right.
Maybe
So we
you
should
can-
loot the cave
Oh,
and then take off?
I've got it.
Yes.
I've got it.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think we're safe to loot a little bit of stuff from the cave.
I think
A
that's
little
good
bit.
idea.
And what Perny's gonna do, he's going to remove the stopper from the healing potion, fill it with a blood-crafted blood stopper, which will dissolve on its own when the effect ends, and position it above her mouth, so that for sure she's going to heal in like X hours.
Like a dead man switch.
Great.
Yeah, dead man switch.
A,
And we just
a live dragon switch.
everybody
Yeah.
gets to pick one thing, okay?
I
one
think
thing.
that's fair.
And I'm gonna leave a little note saying that we saved you, we saved your life, we destroyed everyone in your cave, we cleaned it out for you. You've taken one thing each, and that's it.
Yeah.
Bye.
I know we're running late, but I'm starting a poll.
Okay.
Okay.
I will get out of the chat.
I'd like you guys to get out of the chat.
Amazing.
Poll's just going to be, how lethal are these consequences?
No, the poll is related to
Just
the
what weird
treasure.
shit do we get?
Mhm.
And I'm assuming, while I'm setting up this poll, I can ask, I'm assuming, Copernicus, now that there isn't loads of weird monsters and magic effects and dead things everywhere, that you would perhaps like to use your magic sight.
Yes. I will take that prompt.
Absolutely.
Then, now that there are no undead here whatsoever and nothing really other than yourselves, and obviously the massively magic creature that is lying in front of you, polymorphed, but there are other magic things darted here and there throughout the horde.
I'm just
Okay.
gonna put a little blanket on
And
our
I'll let
dragon
the audience
lady.
know. Audience, the poll has begun. You have 10 minutes. As always, please vote early and often. The results of this poll will be basically immediate. And you can, of course, use your channel points to vote more times. So
Okay.
please bring those votes in. Okay, so, Perny, you see various things dotted around. Otherwise, there is loads of mundane, random weapons, armor, things from the various fallen that have been gathered over time. Anything silvery or white is particularly prized here. So there's loads of like crystals and similar gems, lots of silver. And of course, as usual with the Dragon's Hoard, a lot of it takes the form of like stuff rather than just straight up coins. So there's like silverware taken from some caravan or destroyed ship, yada yada yada. Not as big a deal in terms of like actual cash, because obviously Copernicus already has a great wealth background. You can certainly stuff a bunch of coins in a sack, but I'm
add
assuming
that
you
to
are
the
particularly
merit.
interested in the magic items.
Yeah, I'm pointing those out for sure.
Okay. I don't know if I may have left this poll too late, and there's not a lot of people here because I have one vote so far.
So Morgan's
Bring the
gonna.
votes in, please.
So how are we figuring out what things are? Perny's gonna tell us where various magical things are, and we just go.
Well,
loot?
unfortunately, that would require spending the time to do a ritual.
Oh.
Probably important to beg the party, do not take treasure from a dragon, please.
I can.
Jeff,
can I
you're
make a
muted,
wisdom saving throw to get
unfortunately.
a sense of how bad of an idea this is?
Right.
Morgan's
You're
gonna
asking me?
grab Ugna and be like, "Well, let's just look," and we'll start making perception rolls. See what we can
Someone
ascertain.
can certainly
is an
try to
area.
prevent people from grabbing like it's you cannot surreptitiously grab like bags of coins.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I'm
so
not
that's
disagreeing
easy.
with coins. I'm talking about. I think one single object each is the is Perny's suggestion.
Okay, a list of things that you will find.
I got a nat 1 on my wisdom save to figure out if this is a bad idea. So Perny's all in.
I might do a wisdom just because, you know. Ooh, that's very good
Well-
for Ugna. I don't know if I.
I will do a wisdom to heed.
Well, I'm going to propose, in part because we're running out of time also,
Okay.
I'm going to propose that even if only Perny is grabbing for stuff, he's the only one who can actually detect the magic
The
items
good
in the
shit.
mass of stuff
Good shit.
without doing other spells or other effort. So he can very quickly hone in on like, I'm just going to surreptitiously take that one thing and this one thing and this one thing, and do so. So in the interest of time, how about we just say, Perny, you grab a bunch of magic things.
What? I'm gonna grab one per party
using
member.
like Mage Hand. Well, I'm going to say it's potentially more than one per party member because Lane has a treasure list for this adventure and would like to just use it. So I'm just going to say you've got Mage Hand, you've got, magic options to be, somewhat unseen. So as everyone is preparing to get the hell out of here, you can just see where magic items are and you grab a handful of them.
Lane, are there any shed scales?
Yes, but honestly, it's hard to tell the difference between them and silver coins without doing some close looking.
Ugna would
What are
definitely
you
like
thinking?
a dragon scale, just as like a memento.
Yeah,
Just
you
look
can
for the
find
ones
them for
that don't
sure.
have Abe Lincoln on one side. and you're
Yeah,
good.
yeah. This fucking guy.
Faux show.
Except this dragon got like a tiny Abe Lincoln tattoo, so it's even that you
Mhm.
can't tell.
Yeah,
That was one crazy spring break.
Lane,
Yes.
could I do some sort of check to see what dragon tear would, how that might be useful to me?
Sorry, what would
Dragon
Yeah, the maybe like a little memento, like few strands of dragon hair, if that could be useful for any kind of magical schemes, or
Yeah,
just out of curiosity.
you can attempt to sort of make off with a strand of the fallen lady's hair, of the unconscious woman's hair. You creeper. Okay, so you guys do this, and then you make your way
I
out.
do.
And so Copernicus, you have purloined a handful of things in a sack that were magical. You don't know what they are because you didn't have time to do any kind of checking, but you get them out. And so what is the immediate plan from there? Just get as far away from here as possible, or actually get back to the camp?
I think get as far away as not back to the camp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Camp, yeah.
Having done so, you will have the ability to do a to do your rituals and identify all the things you found as you please.
Yeah, I think Fernie will do identify before they collapse into a sleeping heap at the camp, but I think he's
Yeah.
not going to do it before they get to the camp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you all make your way back to the camp, at which point you immediately hear the reports that the raid went well. The storms created by the Chillwind's druids very much kept the ice barbarians off guard, and the raid that they then did from the south to keep them all occupied was quite successful. They didn't push it because they knew the primary purpose was to keep them from to keep the ice
Attention.
barbarians from doing anything about what was going on in the cavern. So as a result, there's basically no casualties,
Nice.
and everything went quite well. They're very curious about what happened, but I'll maybe say that they decide that everyone should get some rest since you all looked like hell.
Covered in blood and
Absolutely.
ichor and
Yeah.
So rather
Yeah.
than immediately do a debriefing, we'll save that to next game.
Let's start with that.
So you
And
go
some
back
breakfast.
to your campsite and are able to sort of settle down. Tromlin can once again show off his cookery skills, and there is plenty of aid from the cousins. Oh, I'm gonna point out to the chat that I want a clear winner on this particular poll. So if anyone's like hoping to tie it up at the last second, please don't. But bring them votes in. We got about a minute and a half left on that poll. Okay, so
Thank you.
settling down for the night, or for not the night, because it's still like, by the time you get back, obviously there's a fair amount of time in getting out there, getting back. It's like midday. But you're also exhausted and beat up that you pretty much want to get some rest. Like, you're out of most of your spell slots. People are still injured. It's pretty bad. Copernicus, do you want to do some rituals on these things that you have found?
You know it.
So I will let you know that the things that you have found include a large folio, so sort of like a book of bound pages, but outsized, similar in page size to your book. So in other words, just larger than normal. They're not exactly the same size, but they're folio sized.
Did you just get some Omegaverse fan fiction from this dragon?
Oh, I hope so.
Just not even homebound.
No.
Just
An
printed out in
an
a folio.
incredibly
I
ancient
guess you
looking
could say I'm
scroll
a
case.
naughty boy. Sorry, you were saying, DM?
I'm sorry,
Yes,
everyone.
I said an incredibly
Don't
ancient
Google
looking
that.
scroll case with abyssal runes on it. Oh, here we go. Almost over. Poll's about to end. Last chance for votes. And
Let me know if
Done.
it is safe to return.
it has just become safe to return to the chat.
Bernie is desperately
Okay.
hoping the scroll case has a fragment of the LNF in it, so we can continue hearing this
Yes.
number one jam.
So where's my sheet? I have the wrong tab open. Yes, so an ancient looking scroll case with abyssal runes on it. There is 2 other books that you grab and 1 other scroll. Unsurprisingly for Copernicus, most of the things that since you don't have time to grab all the magic items, you grabbed a lot of the booky ones. So there is a bound tome with a holy symbol on the cover that looks like a generic holy symbol of the North. It's kind of a merger of the holy symbols of Odin and Njord. and it has silver bindings, which is probably why the dragon was interested in it. Also, part of the reason why there's probably a lot of like books and scrolls that were easy to grab is because the dragon is just like, yeah, whatever, those don't matter. They're just kind of silvery, and just left them in the pile with the coins. So there's the large folio. There's the ancient scroll case, which has silver caps on both ends and is inscribed with abyssal runes. There's the book with faded blue leather and holy symbol of the north on the front. There is a small black book, which has like a lock on it. There is a small leather bag. There is a gemstone that weirdly shifts and changes in color and hue and magically glows. And then there is another scroll which seems to be inscribed on silver paper, and it's just rolled up with a silver ribbon holding it, and it was just like clutched in a skeletal hand. You kind of wonder if that scroll might have been recently brought into the Horde because a relatively fresh skeletal hand was holding it. You think it might have been one of the skeletons that was like animated in here.
Oof.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And finally, there is something that looks like a set of bagpipes in red and green tartan.
Nice, nice, nice.
With the pipes carved of ebon, with kind of like twisted mouths as the openings on the ends, like little kind of warped faces.
Ooh.
What would you like to identify?
All of it.
What would you like to identify first?
Oh boy.
Let's go top to bottom here. So starting with the
what's
large
the most
folio.
interesting for the game, Lane? Yeah.
All of it. So the folio, you identify the folio. It's a portable teleportation circle. If you open the folio, it can fold out into a like 5-foot circle that is a teleportation circle that has to be placed on a flat surface, and then it can be activated by an arcane caster. Pretty much needs to be like a wizard or a warlock to do the teleportation circle. Basically, the classes that can cast that spell.
So could I teleport us with this, or do I need to level up and get access to a teleportation?
No, this would act like the spell. You could, in fact,
It was
it would
inked by a
require-
wizard named Phil, so it's Phil's folio.
Phil's
oh
folio.
god,
Nice.
it is now. It is now.
All right, we're definitely recording that.
Yep, it is a ritual cast.
Yeah.
So it's not something you can like pull out in combat, but you can basically place this smaller than usual teleportation circle, and it does require that you consume the usual spell components to use a teleportation circle.
Okay.
In order to activate.
Cool. I will look those up later.
But basically, if you know where another teleportation circle is, you can teleport anywhere there is using this.
Okay.
So, for example, you already know 2 teleportation circles that you have used that are present, that one cult runs in the capital of Ibisha and in Dwimmerdell.
They probably wouldn't like me. They would kind of just be like landing at an airport.
They'd be a little annoyed if you just like showed up in their teleportation circle.
But we got some to start with. Yeah, that's good to know. I'll definitely be looking up some more teleportation circles to increase my range with this later.
Is it
Let's
a
take a
one-time
look.
use?
Sorry, say
Or-
again?
Is it a one-time use?
No, this is a permanent magic item.
Okay,
It needs to be
fine.
attuned to the user but once it
Mhm.
has been attuned, you can pull it out and
Wow.
do a ritual to build to set up a circle whenever you like.
Friends,
stuff.
I just downloaded the new patch, and I think we have fast travel now.
Right, they should have modded that
Um,
in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it
let's-
has charges, so you can only use it so many times a day, but it's
Okay. So how about that ancient-looking scrolls case with abyssal runes and silver caps on both ends?
so it has a magic ward on it to keep people from opening it without taking a whole lot of necrotic damage. But you can remove
That makes
that
Bernie want to
with
open it even more.
appropriate spells. But what I'm saying is that you won't be able to do the actual. You'll have to get that open before you can actually identify the scroll inside.
Dromlin,
So do you want to move on to a different one for now and come back to that?
Dromlin, if I die to get the scroll open, can you bring me back?
I can try.
Sounds good.
Well, I'm
That one
assuming
open.
that you're going to let. I'm assuming that you would let Tromlin sleep for a while and move on to something else for now, right?
Okay, sure.
Or are you
Alright.
that impatient?
Bernie, the one that has the magic seal is obviously the one he most wants to go in.
That's true.
That's not the only one with a magic seal.
Ooh.
All right. We'll wait on that one until there's some more spell slots. What about the rolled up scroll on silver paper with silver ribbon clutched in a fresh skeleton hand?
So that one, you go to identify it, and it doesn't come across initially. You assumed it was a spell scroll. It's not. It's magical, but basically the magic seems to be like the nature of whatever's written on it. So you basically can't identify it until you undo the ribbon and look at it. And when you do that, you see that it is got like a big rune inlaid into the silver paper. And then you attempt to do an identify, and you realize that this is rune magic. This is like the same kind of magic,
Like on
that
on
was
my
on the sword and also on your boots.
Yeah.
And since rune magic is so strange and not like ordinary magic, rather than getting like this is exactly what this does, you get like you did with other runes, more general info about it. So for example, you know that the runes on this symbol signify attack and striking and thunder.
Hmm.
And you get from the identify ritual that a weapon must be used to strike this rune in order to activate whatever power it has. That the thing to do, basically the instruction, you go to do the identify spell, and all you get is a folder with a readme and a mysterious executable that's like rune.exe, and you're like, I don't know what rune.exe is, but the readme file says open this with a weapon.
Cool.
You can open this readme, or this exe file can be executed with a weapon.
Ugna, I think you should take this. I don't know what it does, but you are the one who has a rune magic weapon, and you are a weapon master. I know that this activates by you hit it with a weapon. Don't know what will happen if you do that, but it could be a break glass in emergency kind of thing, and we'll see if we can bring that to our dwarf friend in Dwimmerdell, or our dwarf friend in Rockspire, and perhaps we can get some more guidance on when it does then.
Yeah, we should talk to them soon anyway, for reasons.
And I'm just going to throw in a DM fiat here. Since you just woke up Ugna to say that, Ugna has to do a thing.
I did it. Oh no, I've been keeping
no.
track. Yep.
Don't worry, but I'm telling you which one you roll this time.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
And I'm not gonna tell you.
No, tell me after
'cause I don't
I'll
want-
mark it. Yeah.
No, it's fine. You'll know because you immediately impulsively
Oh shit.
smack the rune with your hammer.
No.
And I think you now know what you
no.
rolled.
Oh yeah. No, I know what I rolled.
Okay. And everyone wakes up because there's a thunderclap in the room.
Can I silvery barbs that? Do I have enough?
No, you're asleep.
Oh.
But Ugna, the hammer made by your dwarven
Yep.
friend, now has that rune inscribed
Oh,
on the
heck.
striking surface of the hammer, and it is now a magical thunder hammer.
Oh, yes.
All right, that's pretty cool.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Beauty.
And
So write
just in the
that
interest of time, I
down.
won't give you all the specs right now, but
Nope. I'm
you
just noting it
basically
down.
have charges. You have charges to cast. I think it's Thunder Wave when you hit things with it
Oh,
a certain
cool.
number of times per day.
Dang.
Anyway,
That's cool.
Yeah.
I forget which. It's
wake
not
up-
Thunder Step, but the one that's
Yeah.
around you.
Thunder. I wake up, I'm still groggy. All I hear is hit this with a weapon. I'm like, huh? Okay. Bam!
And like
So
immediately
awesome.
wide-eyed Copernicus, but also you get thrown on your ass by like a loud clap of thunder that arises from
And I
the
shake
strike
my
point.
head. I shake my head, and then I go, "Oh, was I not supposed to do that?"
You know what? It turns out you were. So good.
And-
this
and
is
you
how
can
science
see it.
happens.
You can now see it's a magic weapon.
Cool.
It was not before, right? Because it was just
Yeah.
dwarven make, but
Yeah.
now it's magic.
Morgan's just gonna like give the dirtiest look, and then pull her her eye mask back over. It's like a cooling eye mask.
Perny will
like,
give you the. I'm gonna give you
Angrily,
the,
like,
Perny's gonna reach for the gemstone to identify next before your eye mask goes
Okay.
on, just to see if he
Yeah.
can keep you awake. and kind
Morgan
of
will
keep you-
like be half doing that motion, and we're like,
Uh,
So
the
gemstone.
gemstone is a chaos stone, according to the identify spell, which has something to do with wild magic.
Yeah, that goes straight over
that's
to.
for you.
I just leave it on the side of the bed and pretend that I can't tell you're awake and watching.
Morgan will like reach out from her blankie and grab it, and then go back to sleep with it in her hand.
As soon as you touch
Jasmine
it,
does that.
Oh no!
Jasmine, my wife, does that all the time.
as
when I, like,
soon as
bring
you
her things.
touch it,
Good.
Morgan,
Good.
Oh no.
the aura of chaos magic around it expands, and it like absorbs into your essence.
Oh my god!
Cool.
So you now have a feat that
Oh.
allows you limited control over wild magic. Whenever you have a wild
Ooh.
magic roll, you now get to roll twice and take
Mhm.
the one you prefer.
Ooh, that's fun.
That's good.
That's
I like that.
huge because lots
That's
of wild
really
magic
big.
effects are real bad and lots are real good.
Hmm. I like that. I like that a lot.
Anything
Chill.
else? You've still got the
Yeah.
faded blue tome, the
Oh, we're
small
doing
black
bagpipes.
book,
Bagpipes next.
the
Oh
bagpipes.
god, yeah.
Okay, the bagpipes are pipes of haunting. When these bagpipes are played, everyone in the radius except those chosen by the player are saving versus fear,
Ooh.
as like unearthly, spooky Scottish music comes out of them.
If you and Tromlin both have magic instruments, now you can form a band.
The most haunted band. My god.
Could just
Um,
call it haunted.
Yep.
I hear one of the lead
You do need to
flutists
be able to play the
just
instrument.
carries his
this.
dead
Yeah.
wife around. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, Barb
And I can
play.
reveal that one was
Mm.
chosen by the chat.
Perny wants this, but what he's gonna do is he's gonna put it in the middle of the room and be like, I'm gonna leave this here. If anyone takes it before noon, it's theirs, and if it's left over there, then I'm gonna grab that one for myself.
Referring to the bagpipe?
The bagpipes. I have
Okay.
a +4 to performance. I wouldn't be the worst piper.
It's all
All
good.
right. Book with faded blue leather and a generic holy symbol of the north with silver binding.
This is a tome of knowledge. It is specifically a cleric's tome of knowledge.
I think I know who that's going to.
Reading this book will basically give additional powers related to the character class in question.
I will leave that on Cromlin's bedside. With a
You
little
like
note.
wrap it like a
What it is.
Christmas present and put it in a
Yeah.
stocking and stick it next to Tromlin's
Yeah,
sleeping bag
I am Santa. I am crawling
with a
down
note
on
that
your
says
chimney.
Santa left this. It's definitely not from a dragon's hoard.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
so,
I
totally
just
safe.
had this for some reason.
Don't
Don't
even
ask
worry.
why. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm trying not to think about Dimension 20 right now.
That leaves the
Oh,
black
dragon,
book.
the dragon madness.
That leaves the black book and the leather sack, and I think that was everything.
Yeah, and then the scroll that I gotta wait for.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
small
The
leather
black-
bag. Let's do next.
The leather bag is a bag of holding.
Ooh.
Hey,
Um,
classic.
The small black book is a black book, but it has a magical lock on it. So it has been sealed with magic. It requires a knock spell or a dispel magic or some other mechanism of trying to get in.
Anyone got a dispel magic or a knock spell? I do not.
Everyone who
have
is resting can certainly
Oh.
prep
All
that.
I've got
for the
is a
next day.
hammer.
I have the spell, but I need to sleep. So.
Then Perny will wait for that, and we'll wait for the ancient-looking scroll case.
I'm going to suggest just that we finish off here
Okay.
with you playing with that scroll case, because obviously you're more interested in that. Eventually, you will realize by deciphering the runes on it and so forth that there is, in fact, an infernal protection spell on here. It'll cause a bunch of necrotic damage to people who just randomly try to pull it open and mess with it. You can undo that with sufficient time, which you have now. And inside is a really old-looking spell scroll. And when you use Identify on that spell scroll, you discover that it is a what's the actual spell name? Lane has forgotten. I'm just going to quickly. Yeah, it is a spell of planar binding, but it is a 9th level spell of planar binding.
Oof.
Okay, I will look that one up later.
Oh.
Cool.
That spell will allow you to bind a summoned creature like a fiend, celestial, elemental, or fae to your service. The bound creature just follows your instructions, period. And the duration is based on the spell level. A 9th level spell slot, it's a year and a day. In campaign terms, it's effectively forever.
Agrajag! We'll decide what to do with that one later.
Oh, what about
So
the good
I'll
boy,
point
though?
out-
What about
Yeah, I know,
Ozzy?
Aussie Man. As fun as it would be to just torture Aussie Man,
Oh, but the good
Agrajag
boy.
for a year, it's got to be Ozymandias.
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 But I will also say that in the wording of the spell, while it has to obey you, if it does not like you, the demon will try to twist your instructions and do what it can to fuck with you.
We've been pretty good to Ollie.
So
Give
Yeah,
lots of
the less-
scratches, good food.
the less the demon is, like Agrajag would definitely fuck with you.
Absolutely. Also, having your fire guy at a Reza out all the time would be a bad idea.
Yeah,
you
I
wouldn't
assume
want
there's
that.
no way to like, yeah, like we could ostensibly, Ollie could ostensibly pass as a normal dog or something. Whereas I think just full demons that I can't put away.
I'm trying to remember your other demons. There's like this weird shadow one, but I think we made a deal never to summon
There's
that
the
one again.
assassin shadow one, which
Yeah.
you said you wouldn't summon for a month, which
Yeah.
is almost up.
But then he also did try and kill me.
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
like that guy
Yeah.
around.
He's the one though that in the past you have had the most luck bargaining with.
Yeah. Well, this doesn't sound like
Um,
bargaining. This
yeah.
sounds like taking a hostage.
Yeah.
So I have two fire demons. One is more like Trogdor the Burninator, whereas this guy is like the Burn Aura. I've got the tentacle monster. I've got the shadow dude,
Laklaban.
and I've got Agrajag, the big axe wielder.
Yeah.
And now you also have Ozymandias because you,
And, yeah.
you
Yeah, that's
learned
true
about him
name.
in a new book.
I think Ozymandias is. I think that.
He
But
was,
we'll
he was
decide
also
when we're-
MVP
I mean,
of
yeah.
this episode. He was good boy.
We might.
Almost like there's a thing for everybody.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, and who knows what demons we might meet
Okay.
before we decide.
It was
even.
Christmas for adventurers.
Yeah.
All we had to do was survive. That ancient.
Also, everybody who doesn't have a hero point left gets a hero point back.
Hey.
I think that's everyone except Ugna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Morgan, out of like paranoia, before they go to sleep, will use her cup so that she has 5 remaining sorcery points, just in case something else happens.
And the last thing I want to just end on is you guys noticed that Ugna had another curse.
Mhm.
So in the morning when Tromlin wakes up, he has the option of removing that curse.
I may also
And that-
require
This was pretty
urgent
good,
medical
though.
attention.
Yeah.
So the random, every time you roll a 1 or a 20, roll to see if it stays or switches to the other, and
I
either
mean,
way,
tonight that was
supernatural
great.
effects occur.
I rolled a 1, but it turned into a 20. That
I
was
mean,
great.
You were fairly lucky. Like rolling a 20 that becomes a
Absolutely.
1 on a regular
It's
basis
far more common.
very sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, who am I? I'm rolling for
Yep. Roll me a d20.
giveaway. I rolled a 1.
1. Indie Cthulhu.
Nice.
Yay, Indie Cthulhu! You are going to get some art.
Heck yeah.
And just quickie, anyone having a shout out?
Oh
Before
yeah, I've
we
got
pass?
go to rockpapercynic.com/pins. I released 20. I got entirely out of hand and released 25 different D&D inspired pins, and they're all very funny and silly. And the URL is rockpapercynic.com/pins. It's up for 2 more weeks. So
Through
by our next game,
Kickstarter, yes?
it will be down on BackerKit.
On BackerKit.
Yeah, crowdfunding now. And friend of the show, David
your
Malky,
pin?
is my pin partner. So if you back both of our projects, we each give you a free pin. And
Yay.
some lovely, lovely Wondermark
I
pins.
believe he was normal human. Or
Was
It is
Tibetan.
Man
Oh,
Tanaraxti.
Mantanoraxy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Man being his
He was just a
title.
normal guy.
He's just a man.
Just a man.
And he,
That's what people are called.
My partner just released one of his first of many animations
Ooh.
about the
Ooh.
pronunciation of our favorite Miyazaki animation company. Is it Ghibli? Is it Ghibli? Find out in that YouTube link. And also, see how gross this freaking duck is that my partner drew. It's disgusting. And I've had to look at it a lot. And I love it and I hate it.
You drop a link?
Yeah, I put it in the chat.
You did. I see a link in the chat. All right. Anything else?
And my shout out is I will be playing our Cypher System game again this Sunday on Altered Echo Archives or twitch.tv/Altered Echo Archives. I'll drop the link. But it's going to be at noon PST at 3 EST. I accidentally was an entire forest session ago. We'll see where we pick up this time. We just had 2 characters have an awkward moment and not confess their love to each other. So we'll see where that goes. It'll be really fun.
Yay.
Join us on Sunday. I'm going to drop the link here.
Okay. Any other shout outs? Read questionable content and Popeye and something
Yeah,
positive.
check our links.
Read all
There.
the comics.
All right.
Awesome. We will see you next time, which will probably be in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Yay.